Are you looking to migrate to Canada? Then, if that is your dream, you've come across the right video today. There are several routes through which your dreams of migrating to Canada can be fulfilled, and one of those routes will be discussed today. So, as you seek to get your permanent residence in Canada, you should watch this video because I will give you some immigration tips, particularly on how to move to Canada without a job offer. Because a community in Canada has a pilot program which intends to bring skilled workers from all over the world into Canada. So, if you have all the requirements that are needed, as well as all the documents needed, you should be ready to apply right away. In the video, I'm going to talk about all the requirements, the education, the language proficiency, the age, your work experience, adaptability, sufficient funds, as well as the closing date for the program. So if this is the kind of information that you want, grab a seat, get ready to see the full video, and also like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you would be among the first set of people that would get notified. Let's go right into the video. The immigration program we're going to be talking about today is a community pilot program, which is put together by the Winkler and the RM of Stanley city, or you can say community, in Manitoba in Canada. Well, this immigration program is a pilot program, and it is targeted towards economic development. So let's read up a little bit. And the city of Winkland, RM of Stanley, is an industry and service hub in the southern Manitoba in Canada, and they have about a population of 30,000 people. And the region provides you with a great combination of work opportunities and quality life. Actually, in this particular community, life is easy as you would always have it in quiet areas. And so they're looking for skilled workers who would come with their skilled experience and come to Canada, particularly to their community, to come and help them with more development. So, if you have all that it takes, you would be able to apply right away. Without further ado, let us see what the program entails. So, WSEDC Pilots Manitoba Immigration Initiative. So this program is, addressed towards the urgent and short labor needs in this region. And the program in 2024 and 2025 will take up to about 150 applicants per year. So that tells you you need to submit on time because you could be one of the people who would be considered. And when you're endorsed by this program, okay, you are going to go through a process of being selected. All right, I would still give information about how to get selected in this program. And so, if an applicant qualifies and receives a letter of endorsement from this immigration pilot program, then that particular letter is going to be used in the Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program. And then afterwards, if you're also accepted, then you can apply for the EOI, that's expression of interest for the Manitoba Provincial Program. And once you get selected, boom, then you're good to go. You should be expecting to get your ITA to apply. ITA means invitation to apply, okay? Now let's quickly look at the requirements that you need for this pilot program. So for those who are going to be applying, there are some selection criteria that you must meet, which has been put together by the community. The first one is your language proficiency. On the language proficiency, you need a minimum of CLB4 in IELTS. You're listening, you're speaking, you're reading and writing. Okay, so if you have a low CRS score already, well, you can target this program because minimum of CLB4 is going to be okay for you. All right, but you also need to know that here it has been stated that some specific node codes may require a higher CLB. Now, after the language requirement, the age requirement is that you must be between the age of 21 to 45. All right, then for your work experience, you need a minimum of 2 years full-time work experience in the past 5 years for the particular occupation that you've been into or the one that you're going to declare. So just 2 years minimum work experience, and then you are eligible to apply. Then education, you must have at least 1 year post-secondary education. So if you have just your SSC or your high school diploma, then you would not be able to apply. But just a 1 year, at least 1 year post secondary education or training program that leads to a diploma or degree or certificate. All right. Then here we talk about the adaptability, which I have explained a little bit before, that the candidates who meet the selection criteria would be screened or interviewed based on the labor market ready. The labor market ready requirements in each community changes. So the same is it for the community of Winkler and the RM of Stanley. So that means you need to keep checking to show if what you have you would be able to adapt to what they need. Okay, so those selected by the selection committee will receive a Winkler Stanley community endorsement letter. So that letter that you're going to get once you've been selected, then that letter adds a support for you for your Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program application. Okay, so it's going to be a support and say, oh, see, this community is already saying this person is going to be a good fit to come into our community. The person has the work experience needed, the person has all the requirements, and then you must also meet the MPNP, which is the Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program criteria, and then for you to be nominated for permanent residency by the province of Manitoba. So the whole thing works from a level of the community to the province of Manitoba, and then for you as a Canadian, which you are looking forward to be. All right. Then the fonts that you need, okay, there's a settlement font that you need. We look at that in details. There's an amount required for you to get. On the settlement fund, you as an applicant, you need at least a minimum of 10,000 Canadian dollars. Then, if you have a accompanying family member, your spouse, your children, each one of them will need 2,000 each. This is minimum in Canadian dollars. They just want you to be ready for you to settle in. And that's why you see here that the funds must be readily available to you and you cannot borrow this money from another person. So you should also prepare towards that. So let's go back and then now check what are the processes involved. How the process works. The first thing is that you need to see if you meet the minimum requirements, which we've talked about already. The CLB, the age, the okay, CLB is the language requirement, the age, the work experience as well. So it is your responsibility to check that. Once you see that you qualified, the second one is that you complete the application form, pre-application form, which is on this website, which we are going to see below. Okay, just the get started button, you click on it, and when you click on it, you can always check back on your application status. Then you also need to know that there's an allotted number of applicants for each year, so that's why the application is not always opened for long. There's a deadline to apply. Now, when your application form is received or the information you have put up It's going to be checked by the office, okay, in the Winkler and the RM of Stanley immigration office, which they have. And once it's been determined that your skills and your experience are needed in that region, then you're going to be given a second review by another community selection committee. And once you also meet up with these requirements, you're going to be contacted via email to let you know, you know, how you are going to proceed. Then if you get to be selected, okay, by the community committee, and then there's going to be an online interview, because obviously they know that you are not or you may not be in Canada yet. You should be in your country of residence. And after the online interview, once you've been seen that your skill is a fit for the community, your community support letter will now be sent to the Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program for consideration. And if that is considered, you would be issued an ITA to apply, and then you should know you are on your way to Canada. However, there's a disclaimer that the endorsement letter you're going to get at the onset, it is not just an automatic way of saying, oh, you've been nominated or you're qualified to get an ITA. Okay, it only helps to add a support for your application. All right, and candidates with an ITA can now set up the expression of interest profile, which after which, when a draw is being done, then you are likely to be among the ones that will be selected. And that is the final stage, which you see here. You would receive a letter of advice to apply once the draw has been conducted. All right. And with that, you should be on your way to Canada. So if you're going to apply, then this link here is what you should click on, get started, like I mentioned earlier. On the application page, you would scroll down a bit, and the information gives us that the application status for that of 2023 is closed. And that's because they do not have, to always take in everybody. So once applications are received, there's a number of persons that would be considered, and then the application is going to be closed till the following year. So now you need to get your now you need to get ready to apply. The application will remain closed, and then it will reopen by the 2nd of January 2024. It will be reopened 2nd of January 2024. So you should get ready to apply. All right. So, and that's the information I gave before, as the pilot program has an allotted of 100 applicants for 2023. So because the demand is high, the portal closes quickly. So you should be ready to be among the first set of people who would apply by 2nd of January 2024, before the application portal is closed again. Okay, so that's the information I have brought forth to you today. If this information has been helpful to you, kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you can be among those that would always get my notification once I post a new videos. Also, like this video, share this video with your friends, and see you in another video. Bye.